Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's Duchenne Method Mind-Body Alignment Q&A. It's a class that we do together. I invite you into my circle of creation. And the reason I do these is to offer you tips and tools and exercises so that you can build your own strength, that you have tools accessible to you should you get into trouble, if you get into some sort of crises, or like today, we're going to talk a lot about back pain in relationship to the psoas. So I'm offering you tips and tools to assist you in getting healthier and using these tools throughout your day. And also because I like to do these lives so that we can all engage and communicate with one another. So let's see. If you are here, please say good morning. It's always lovely to see who is in the house with me. So without any further ado, I want to invite you in to a very, very important conversation around back pain and how we can assist ourselves very simply by connecting to our psoas. And the psoas is obviously part more of the side and front part of the body, but it's really more on the side of the body. And what can we do to work, engage our psoas whenever we get into back pain? Last week's newsletter, I shared with you how back pain is the sixth most costly condition in the US. So lots of medication for back pain, lots of over-the-counter medication for back pain. And even though we have pain management clinics, we have pain medication, and we have lots of physical therapy sessions, many of us can't get out of the chronic back pain, which is a lot of the time highly related to stress. So if you have a stressful life, or if you're going through a stressful moment in your life, a lot of the time what will happen is that our backs will go out. So this is a very important class on mind-body alignment in relationship to your psoas and your back. And there really is a solution to assist you with any type of, especially lower back pain. And you know how this happens. You go to grab something, you bend over for, that you've done a million times before, and for whatever reason on that special day, your back goes out. In fact, this is what happened yesterday in my workout class. One of my friends in class was right in front of me, and she is a very strong, healthy, she's in class all the time. She really takes care of her body and she doesn't overdo it. She's very smart about how she works out. And I saw her, she was right in front of me and she just bent over to pick up one of her weights. Boom, her back went out. She couldn't move. And so it's in those times of crises that I want to offer 5 very simple exercises today to assist you with getting your back out of danger, out of that crisis moment. And so I identified 3 important components in my newsletter last week in relationship to what's happening with the back. And there are 3 things that I want to repeat for you. So the first thing that could be happening, why you are sometimes getting out of alignment, or you get back pain, or you bend over and you unexpectedly hurt your back. In addition to stress, whatever's going on in your life, there's also the component that you might have poor spinal alignment. You might not know how to stand in alignment with your spine in relationship to your psoas. I'm going to give you an exercise to help you with that today. Also, lack of core stability. So to feel stable in your core, in the front part of your body, usually addresses the back part of your body. So we're going to talk about how to regain core stability. What can you do very simply in the moment if you should hurt yourself unexpectedly? And also, maintaining dynamic stability. So there's core stability and then there's dynamic stability. And what is dynamic stability and how can we improve our alignment and our stability? And I'll teach you another super easy exercise. So before we go into the exercises, I want to show you an image. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sadi. Nice to see you there. Welcome this morning. It's good to see everyone. If you're here and you want to say hello in the comments, it's always awesome to see you show up. So I'm going to share an image with you because I want us to look at this together. And let's see, where is my image for today? All right, my friends. Yay, thank you, Nelson. All right, so if you're here, you're seeing this image. I'm talking first and foremost about your line of gravity. So you can see from the very top of your head here through this diagram where your line of gravity is. And sometimes in my work, we call it the plumb line. So essentially, what we want to try to do as human beings is to be in our line of gravity. And this is all related to the work of Dr. Ida Rolf. If you've ever heard of Rolfing, we talk a lot about the line of gravity in her amazing work. Also, structural integration is another name, and the type of work that I do, that I offer. And so what you're seeing here is that you have your line of gravity. Essentially, what we want is to have alignment from the top of your head, moving all the way down through the pelvic floor. This is an ideal situation. Most of us will have a slight variation of this. However, ideally, we want to be able to be in relationship with the line of gravity. And I want you to notice that your line of gravity is a little bit, you can see it's not directly at the center top crown of your head. It's a little bit behind. You see, just tightly behind. Essentially, what we're looking at is where does your line of gravity fall in relationship to your spine. Now, move down that line with me and look at the cervical lordosis. Lordosis is when your neck is protruding forward. So you're seeing these red lines here. This red line up here indicates lordosis. So a lot of the time what's cervical, because of the cervical spine, your spinal column at the very top, at the neck, what happens is if you tend to be someone who is on the computer a whole lot or who lives their life in anticipation of something occurring, your tendency is that your head will go forward, and that will create cervical lordosis, which is an increase in the spinal curve at your neck. And we don't really want that. When that starts to happen, we develop all kinds of neck, upper back problems. So I just wanted you to get a sense of what that looks like. Now, if we keep going down your gravity line, you'll see what kyphosis looks like. A kyphotic curve right here, the red line, means that you kind of have a protrusion in your back, right? So if your back is overly rounded, that is kyphosis. So this is where a lot of people have a lot of problems in this area, because that is your thoracic spine. And the thoracic spine, my friends, is right in front of your abdomen area. We're working and dealing with a lot of organs in relationship to this kyphotic spine alignment. So we don't want that either. Again, if we keep moving down, we have lordosis of the lower spine. You see how, just like the top, it's going to over accentuate that protrusion forward. It's as if you were sticking your booty out, right? And then the lower part of your spine goes into lordosis, which is an exaggeration of the curvature of the spine, of your lumbar spine at the back of your spine. And finally, we have the sacral kyphosis, which is where your sacrum is pushing out too much. The curve is moving out too much towards your lower back, which can create a significant amount of pain. So I hope this is helpful for you to see this. And let's go back to me. Here we go. Okay, so now you get a sense of what kyphosis lordosis looks like and why it's so important for us to be able to identify these parts of our back of our alignment, because if you're in relationship with that, you can easily assist yourself in finding proper alignment. So without any further ado, I want us to go into some stability exercises. And what I'm going to show you specifically today is from a space of crises. So let's say, like my friend yesterday, she was right in front of me, right? I'm trying to position myself so I get both cameras here. And so she just bent down to pick up a weight. And she couldn't move. She just immediately went like this, and then she stepped on the side. Let me just check something right here to see. Okay, everything is good. Just needed to make sure that everything was good, that you're hearing me properly. Oh, you're welcome, Sebi. I'm glad the image was helpful. Okay, so if you unexpectedly hurt your spine because you're leaning forward, your back goes out, we're going to explore 5 different exercises together to assist you in getting back into alignment. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I want to share with you spinal alignment exercise so that you can have a better idea of how to stand in alignment. And this is all part of my work that I do as a structural integrator and as an osteopath. So spinal alignment. Your psoas, which is kind of, we look at it from the front, but it's connected to the side of your body, right? It connects to the lumbar spine, which is the lower part of your spine. It connects to the hips, and it acts as a stabilizer, and it helps to maintain proper spinal alignment. So the first thing we want to think about is we want to think about gently opening the heart space. Now, you're standing naturally. So this, if for whatever reason you hurt your back for whatever reason, I want you to try this first and foremost. The first thing you want to do, you're hurting your back and you're trying to come back up. Go super slowly. It's very difficult to get on the floor to help alleviate the back when you're in crises. So the first thing you want to do is try to get as centered as possible. Your knees are soft. You don't want to lock out your knees. Make sure that the knees are soft. And in order to get into the line of gravity that I showed you before, you want to think about opening your heart and think about a little thread that is moving from the center of your heart, and it's kind of gently leading you upwards 45 degrees, right? So you have a sense of lift in your spine. You don't want to over open. You don't want to push your shoulders back. You simply want to be in that line of gravity that we saw together. Straight down the plumb line, gently lengthening from your heart space. So this would be the first exercise that you would get into. And you could do this anytime, any morning as you arise. It's a really great exercise. I do this all the time when I'm teaching because I tend to stand when I teach. So knees are soft. There's a bounce in your body. Heart is open and soft. Be mindful not to have your shoulders up or all the way back, just very relaxed in the center. And from the center of your heart, imagine this thread gently lifting you upwards. So it's a gentle invitation to move ourselves forward, not up, just into your line of gravity. Okay, knees are nice and soft. So in this position, you will also feet connected to the ground. That is super important in maintaining integrity in your spinal column. Your feet must be well connected. So you want to make sure that you're not leaning forward, you're not leaning back, you're straight in the center. Again, that line of gravity from your heart, and a gentle opening, 45 degree. So here you are in a neutral spinal alignment from the center. Okay, that's the first exercise I would invite you to practice. The second one is something that is related to core stability. So you want to get into core stability. Your psoas is linked to the core muscles, right? Forming a foundation of support for your spine. So very easy. Core stability, we want to engage the psoas, and the way we're going to do it, you're standing again, knees are soft. And what you want to do, and I'm going to get a little bit closer here, maybe you can see. So what I want to do is I want to breathe in, and as I breathe in, I'm going to suck my belly in, and as I breathe out, I'm going to let my belly exhale out. This is how you can connect to your core, to your psoas. So you breathe in and you squeeze it in, and then you exhale. You let it all out. Again, you breathe in, suck it in, so you're getting in touch with your core, and then you exhale, let the belly hang out. We're going to do this a couple of more times. Breathe in, suck your belly in, exhale, breathe out. Again, breathe in and exhale, breathe out. Excellent. As you do this, you should start to feel a connection with your core. Very simple breathing exercises that will engage your psoas and encourage core stability in your body. That's exercise number 2. Our next exercise is about dynamic stability. So your hip flexors are very much in relationship to your psoas, because your psoas is the muscle that actually helps you to walk and lift up your knees. Any type of walking engages your psoas. Anytime you're climbing stairs, you're engaging your psoas. If you're running, you're engaging your psoas. So what we want is a relationship with dynamic stability. And so if your back goes out, remember, we want to gently bend our knees softly. We're standing because we can't really get to the floor, right? So you're standing, your knees are soft, you're lifting up from the center of your heart, 45-degree angle. You have engaged with your core. Exhale, let the belly hang out. You do this a few times. Inhale, suck the belly in. Exhale, let everything out. And if you want to create more dynamic stability in your body, from here, what you would do is you would gently try to lift up your arms. Now, you could do one arm at a time, right? You gently try to lift up your arm. As you are lifting up your arm, that engages your psoas in this movement. And you want to go very slowly and mindfully, especially if you just pulled your back out. So you would want to lift up your arm just a little bit. You might be able to go all the way, but if not, go as high as is comfortable. That engages your psoas. So just a gentle up and down of the arm. And then you can bring your arms in this position, knees are soft, and you just do a very, very gentle rotation. So I'm going to do it sideways so you can see me. So you want to do a very, very gentle, just a little bit. Right? So what we want to do here is that we are engaging your psoas in relationship to your midline. Remember your line of gravity, arms up, gently rotating slowly on either side. Very small. And you're going to start, what this does is it starts to hydrate your spine in relationship to the psoas. So you're doing a hydration movement. Now, I put my arms up here if you can do this. If not, you can also put your hands right at the bottom of your hips, really, which is where your psoas connects. So right from here, and you're gently moving from side to side. Knees are soft. What we want to do here is hydrate. Your shoulders are relaxed. And even in this position, you would think about having your heart open, right? So your string that is inviting you up 45 degrees here, that still applies. And then you're just gently, very slowly doing a gentle rotation. Again, softening the belly, because when your back goes out and you get locked down, what happens? We're afraid to move. We're afraid to do anything at all. So these exercises will help you to reintegrate and get out of the panic mode, because when you're in a panic mode, of course, your tissue contracts. And what happens? It makes it worse. So we want to practice not panicking when our back goes out, right? Sometimes I understand that it's a complete lockdown. That's a different story. But when you just hurt your back from doing something quite banal or ordinary, like picking something up, which you've never had a problem before, but you're not paying attention on that given day, and you really pull your back out, these are excellent exercises that you can do immediately standing. You don't have to lie down. And you start to rehydrate and to create a relationship with your spine, your lower back, and your psoas and your abdomen. So number 4 exercise, if you get in trouble with low back pain, pelvic floor engagement. So your pelvic floor, think about it as, you have a bone here, it's a pubic symphysis bone. You have a bone right here, and right at the top of where your legs reach your pelvis, your pelvic floor, right here, I want you to think about breathing through your entire body and through the pelvic floor. So that's not so easy to do. You want to think about it a little bit. So let's start together. So remember I showed you that you inhale, you suck your belly in, you exhale, you let your belly hang. Again, you inhale and you exhale. Let the whole abdomen go. This is creating core stability in your body. That was exercise number 2. Number 5, we can do the same thing. You can relate to the core by inhaling, sucking your belly in, exhaling, releasing the belly. And now go one step further and think about exhaling through the pelvic floor. So it's as if you're moving your breath through the pelvic floor into your legs. So you want to breathe all the way down. Most of the time when we hurt our back, we freeze, we stop moving, and we stop breathing. We have a very short breathing pattern. A lot of the time, it's all stuck up here in the upper body. So what we want to do is practice. If you pull your back out, you want to get into a position where your knees are soft. You can engage by breathing and connecting to your core. You inhale, suck your belly in. Exhale, relax the belly. And then you do it a few more times, and now you start to engage with the pelvic floor. So you're breathing in, exhale, now go all the way down through your pelvic floor. And what might help, if you're able to, is just to drop and to bounce a little bit. If you can bounce a little bit, right? Sometimes you can't do that because the back is too sensitive. But if it's possible, if you're starting to loosen up, chances are you might be able to bounce a little bit. So this is exercise 4, breathing through your pelvic floor. So remember, your breath moves through your entire body. It doesn't stay just up here. It doesn't stay just here. It's not just in your back. It's moving through your entire body. There's a lot of energy that is moving through your body. So think about your breath as this beautiful, airy kind of internal system that is helping you to move and to open. So as you are doing all of these exercises, you want to breathe mindfully. Be mindful of your breath, because the truth about getting out of chronic pain or a crisis pain, if your back locks out, your number 1 friend is going to be your breath. To slowly go mindfully into the breath. The second friend is for you to stand and keep your knees soft, so you're not locked up. Because if you get locked up, you're not going to be able to breathe throughout your entire body. So your first point of safety when you pull your back out is your breath. And finally, the fifth exercise is we're going to talk a little bit about the influence on muscle imbalances. So if you have a tight or imbalanced psoas, meaning if your center is really tight, right? And you know, the truth is we spend a lot of time wanting to have tight midsections, right? We do a lot of crunches, we do a lot of Pilates to help us strengthen our core, and all of these are excellent until you get into a little bit of a crisis and you hurt your back significantly. This is where there might be a muscular imbalance in your body. So the muscular imbalance, how we can identify it and what we can do for it is you want to get, again, in your position of feet are well connected to the floor, your knees are soft. And what we're going to do here to assist with any type of freezing or locking at the lower back, we're going to do some pelvic tilts. And you want to tilt your pelvis under. So it's as if you were pushing your tail under. You're pushing the tail under very gently. And then you do the opposite and you arch your lower back. You push gently. You turn the tail under. And then you reverse it and you bring the tail up a little bit. So these are called pelvic tilts, where you go under and then you release and you arch your lower back. If you have hurt your back, now you can also do this by using a chair. So for example, if you're in a bad situation, you can use your chair. You put your hands on the back of the chair and you just gently, now your knees are soft again. Your feet are open, wider than your hips. Your hands are on the chair and you can just use it as support. Now, don't round forward right now. You just want to be as aligned as you can, and you gently turn your pelvis under and then you release the lower back and you bring the tail up. These are very gentle and subtle movements. If your back is hurt, you want to be super mindful to go slowly, be mindful, and breathe through each of these exercises. So again, final exercises, you can use a chair, back of a chair, hands on the chair, gently arch the lower back, knees are soft, your feet are connected to the floor, and you gently turn the tail under. So I'm going under here, I'm putting my hands so you can see, and then I reverse and I arch the lower back. If you do this with your legs straight, it's going to be painful. You want to make sure that your knees are bent, gently rotating forward and again backward. Now, what are we doing here? Again, we are hydrating your connective tissue. We are communicating with the entire pelvic area, your pelvis, your lower back, your sacrum, in relationship to your psoas. So it's kind of like we're doing a little pumping to create more hydration in your body. And when you hydrate the body, that tends to release any spasms in the back, in the muscles. You might have a spasm in the upper back. This is also very helpful for any spasm in the upper back. So you want to do a gentle rotation forward, a gentle rotation backwards. This is the pumping system of your fascia. We are hydrating your entire fascial system to release muscle spasms. Additionally, you can do a very simple, so we've done the pelvis back and forth, hands are on the chair, you can gently bring the chin to chest and slowly roll down halfway. Very simple exercises to help you get out of pain. And then gently rotate, lifting the head back up. Your shoulders are relaxed, knees are bent, feet are connected to the ground, your stomach is released. Again, chin to chest, rolling the head forward. You can go as far down as you can. It might help to do a little bit of side to side.
right? You bring your hips from one side to the other, if you can. That's also hydrating your tissue. And then you're back to center and you slowly roll back up.
That's it, my friends. You have 5 effective exercises that can help you to realign, get yourself back of your line of gravity, get out of potential problematic lordosis and kyphosis, like I showed you at the beginning, so that you're not protruding your head forward, right? When you protrude your head forward, you're going to create a lot of stress in your upper back. You also don't want to live your life with your pelvis under, because then you're out of alignment with the rest of your spine, right? So our idea here is to really be able to be in as much of a natural alignment as possible. Always remember to keep your knees soft and bouncy. We are buoyant. We are buoyant. We move. We have a lot of water in our systems. We are made to move and to be buoyant. So this is a little bit of a self-help toolkit for you to get back into health, especially if you get into a crisis with pulling your back out. So again, the 5 exercises are, the first one is spinal alignment. You want to lift up 45 degrees, have this sense of lifting up in your spine. Knees are soft, right? So just open heart. Don't push your shoulders back or forward. Just an easy, gentle alignment from the center of your heart. Number 2, we did core stability. How do you stabilize your core? Very simply, knees are soft. You want to breathe in and out, engaging your core. So you breathe in, you suck your belly in, you exhale, you let it all hang out. And that will get you into relationship with your core. The third was dynamic stability. And I invited you to think about, if your back is out and it hurts, and you want to hydrate your tissue and help to start gentle movement, you can just slowly lift up your arms. You don't have to go very high. You can lift up your arms just so. This helps to hydrate the tissue in your psoas. You can also bring your hands on at the bottom of your ribs and just do very, very gentle rotation. You don't want to go all the way. If you hurt your back, you want to take it slow, mindful, easy, just very gentle, side to side. The 4th exercise was pelvic floor breathing, right? Pelvic floor engagement. So pelvic floor is right at the bottom where your legs meet the bottom of your pelvis. And what you want to do is, again, you engage your core by breathing in, sucking the belly in. Exhale, let the belly hang out. And then you want to think about going one step further into your pelvic floor. So you want to breathe into your legs. So you breathe in, suck your belly in, you exhale, breathe out. Let the breath move all the way down through your pelvic floor. Because when you hurt your back, my friends, when we hurt our back, it affects our pelvic floor. Our pelvic floor tightens up. So everything gets into a state of protection. It's a protective mechanism. So your pelvic floor will tighten up, your back will tighten up, your psoas will tighten up. And what I'm teaching you here today is these 5 simple steps to create a release whenever you get into an emergency back pain. And finally, the last exercise that I invited you into was to be mindful of muscle imbalances. And how you can release muscle imbalances in the back is by doing gentle pelvic tilts, turning tail under, releasing the tail, and knees are soft, turning tail under, and then releasing the lower back. So if you have been doing these with me right now, just kind of let your body shake out. Hopefully you are not into crises and you do not have back pain. So I just want you to kind of shake it out a little bit. Yes. And then come back to a space of neutrality, softening your heart. You can close your eyes for a moment. It's always good to close our eyes if you can, Move into center, the center of your body. Soften your eyebrows, soften your forehead, relax your jaw, and just let your body settle for a moment. Inhale, exhale through nose. You can also do this seated if you like. We're just taking a moment to check in with our bodies. I want to invite you to practice checking in with your body on a daily basis. It's amazing what you can heal when you just take the time to settle in. Breathing in and out through the nose. Why? Because when you breathe in and out through the nose, you're giving your lungs and your diaphragm a little bit of a workout. And that's good because you're forcing your lungs and your diaphragm to work a little extra. So you breathe in and out through nose as opposed to mouth breathing. So this is just a very simplistic way of understanding why I invite you into nose breathing. And then to just take a moment and connect with your body and be mindful, be aware that small, simple movements go a very, very long way. As we age, we want to be fully mobile. We want to be out of crises of lower back pain because it can happen to all of us, 20 of us at any age, but especially as we get older. You don't want to have a hard time going up and down stairs. So you want to understand how your psoas works. You want to be able to engage your core in relationship to your back. And by gently pausing every single day, acknowledging your body, breathing through your body and understanding how your body is feeling, be in relationship with your body. This is not something that is a mechanical piece of equipment. This is your ecosystem, my friends, that's very complex, full of emotions and ideas and belief systems. So if you can be in relationship with your body, you will save yourself a ton of grief and potentially some serious injuries in your life. So, yes, Jalen. Hey, Jalen. Hi, Anne-Marie. Miss you and hope you've been well. This has been incredible and super helpful. Thank you for all you do. You're so welcome. I'm so happy to see you here. Okay, you're welcome. Yes, Sabi. Thank you, Anne-Marie. I feel more aware of my psoas thanks to your exercises. And the third exercise and going slow helped me much in that aspect. You're welcome. Yeah. So if you have any questions from our class today, please, you can leave comments below. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I invite you to subscribe right now. I do these lives every Monday, and I'm really working on creating mind-body alignment exercises and language to assist you in dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing with in your life. And we deal with things every day. We have anxiety, we have stress, we sometimes quit our job, we get another job. We have issues in our relationships. We want to learn how to better communicate from a heart space, mindfully. Know, my friends, that everything in your life is connected with your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. We are not bodies alone. And so my aspiration here is to help you to develop a relationship with your mind, with your body, with your heart, with your spirit, so that we can be whole. We can understand how we work. We can understand our patterns. And if they're not helpful patterns, to get out of those patterns, to be able to have the courage to move into healing ourselves, because my deep belief is that we are our own best healers. So I hope that this was helpful for you today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I can't wait to see you next Monday, 11 a.m. And it'll be our final class this month relating to your psoas and your back, and some more fun and interesting information around that. Oh, finally, please, I have a sneak peek that I'm offering you into my mind-body alignment program. if you go to my website, artofalignmentacademy.com, you can sign up to receive 6 days of videos with these types of tips and tools to help you enhance your mind-body alignment. I have a 16-week program that is starting on September 27th. If you sign up before the 31st of this month, you save $500. So I invite you to sign up for my sneak preview so that you can get more tips and tools to help you recover from back pain, physical pain, emotional pain. If you want to learn to understand yourself better on a deeper level, if you're tired of being in the hamster wheel of repeating patterns in your life over and over again, you want to understand your mind-body connection on a deeper level. And that's exactly what I'm doing in my 16-week online program. So take a look, artofalignmentacademy.com, sign up for my sneak preview. It's free. And if you have any questions, I also offer a 30-minute complimentary call. You can sign up on my website as well if you'd like to ask me more questions, or if you have a particular issue that you need support with. I'm right here. I offer these free so that you have access to this work. My hope is that we can all become better educated around mind-body alignment and that we can help ourselves. So I hope to see you very soon. Thank you for being here and have a wonderful week. Bye, everyone.